amazing story that the Associated Press has broken about an informant for the NYPD, a 19-year-old American kid of Bengali descent, but he grew up in Queens. His name is Shamiur Rahman. He apparently got in some trouble because he's smoking dope, and they caught him 3 different times. So the cops go to him and they say, look, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, or you could help us out. And by the way, if you're an informant against other Muslims here in the New York area, we'll give you $1,000 a month. So he said, all right, I'll do it. And so what did he do? Well, he was, quote, under orders to bait Muslims. Not to catch Muslims who they had suspected or had evidence on, but to bait Muslims. So how so? It was a program called Create and Capture. And it was, what they would do is they would create a conversation about jihad or terrorism, and then capture the response and send it to the NYPD. So it's not like he goes around and even looks around for someone else talking about it. He starts the conversation. Oh, wouldn't jihad be great? Oh, are you baited yet? Are you baited? Oh, terrorism. Yeah, oh, America has it coming, right? Ha ha, we got him, right? By the way, he didn't get anybody. He kept trying to bait him, and nobody took the bait because they were innocent. They were monitoring all these people who were innocent. As he describes it, quote, it was street theater. How do you like that? NYPD doing street theater to try to bait innocent American citizens. And now they also had these guys called mosque crawlers. So what's a mosque crawler? They tell police what the imam says at sermons and provide police lists of attendees even when there's no evidence they committed a crime. Now, think about that. Now, when it's inside a mosque, I'm afraid that a lot of Americans say, well, I mean, we're looking for terrorists. Now, would you feel the same way if they infiltrated your church and they listened to everything that your pastor was saying and was trying to look for anything that might possibly be illegal? Oh, did he support conservative causes? Well, maybe we take away their nonprofit status because that's against the law. You can't do that. Let's infiltrate all the churches. How about if they infiltrated the synagogues? So, well, let's listen to what those rabbis are saying. You never know with these Jews. They could attack us. Now, would that be acceptable? Of course not. But when they do it to Muslims and they violate the Constitution to do it, the NYPD seems to get away with it all the time. So what are the different things they ask people to do? Quote, according to the Associated Press, police officers have eavesdropped inside Muslim businesses, trained video cameras on mosques, and collected license plates of worshipers. Again, these people are perfectly innocent. Imagine they're collecting your license plate because you went to church or you went to temple. They're like, well, if you go to temple, obviously we think there's some chance you're going to be guilty. Let's collect that license plate. Anybody would be outraged, of any religion. They do this all the time. The NYPD is completely and utterly out of control and completely unconstitutional actions they take over and over again. Now, they continue. NYPD unleashed informants on Muslim neighborhoods, often without specific targets or criminal leads. That's what makes it unconstitutional. If you have some sort of evidence, any tiny little bit of evidence, or you've got a lead on somebody saying, hey, we think that guy might be trouble, then of course you get a warrant and your job is to track those guys. Because my family lives in the New York, New Jersey area. I don't want them to suffer from a terrorist act. I want the cops to do their jobs. I want them to chase down possible terrorists. But I don't want them to chase down innocent Americans. And by the way, waste a lot of resources doing that. So how about back to Rahman? What did they say? They said he received little training and spied on everything and anyone. Now, he even says it himself that they didn't think that they had any evidence on anybody. Quote, police told him once, we don't think they're doing anything wrong. We just need to be sure. Ridiculous. I mean, how do they not know that's unconstitutional? Of course they know that's unconstitutional. They don't give a damn about the Constitution anymore at the NYPD. All right, then here comes a really troubling part, because a lot of conservatives will say, oh, it doesn't matter. If you're not guilty of anything, you don't have anything to worry about anyway. But Rahman explains that they were, quote, ready to catch what he called a speaker's gaffe. So even if you're not doing anything wrong, you said something in the wrong way, they go, oh, God, great, I'm going to get paid. In fact, he explains that as well. He says sometimes intentionally misinterpreted what people had said. He wanted to please his NYPD handler, whom he trusted and liked. And that's exactly what the problem with these informants are. You want to keep getting that paid, that $1,000, and you develop a relationship with your handler, and you want to make him happy. So you're like, well, he said that, he might have meant this, and then next thing you know, that guy's on a list. Next thing you know, they're tracking him. I mean, look at what they've done to track people when they had no leads. If you get put on a list where they think they have a lead on you based on what Rahman misinterpreted you saying, and he's one of, by the way, so many different informants that the NYPD had doing the same exact thing. In one event in 2008, they had 4 different informants that, in one single speech. You think that they're not catching all these guys in a net that don't belong there and spying on them for God knows how long? Come on. And Rahman says one additional thing. Of course, there was also the financial incentive. I was trying to get money. I was playing the game. When you give people a financial incentive to rat people out that are innocent, a lot of people who are innocent are going to get caught up in a trap, and it's totally and utterly unacceptable. And by the way, Rahman did finally come out and say, yeah, sorry, I was an informant. I shouldn't have done it. I realized they were going beyond the Constitution, and I feel bad about it. So that's why he talked to the Associated Press, and they confirmed his story.